My name is Kathy Mahoney, and I'm a member of Flipper, Friends of La Pena Immigrant Rights Committee. And I'm here today interviewing Lisa Koken, who is a well-known Bay Area artist and who is organizing an amazing art sale to benefit immigrants here in the East Bay. Tell us about this event.
Yes, this event is sponsored by Friends of La Pena Immigrant Rights, also known as Flipper. I'm working with a committee of artists and activists to put on a one-day sale on May 31st at La Pena, 3105 Shattuck Avenue in Berkeley. It's a sale of works on paper by mostly Bay Area artists, a couple of artists from outside of the Bay Area. The idea originally came from Angela Luna, who goes by Luna, a local artist who wanted to support immigrants by doing a sale of her work. And she approached Flipper months ago with this idea, and it took us a little while to figure out how we wanted to do it, but we decided that it was an opportunity for us to expand upon her idea and include other artists who wanted to help. And there were lots of artists who are as dismayed about the situation that's going on right now in our country as we are, and who want to do something. And what better way to do something than to contribute their art for the benefit of an immigrant rights organization. We have 130 artists, and they really generously donated 335 pieces of art, and it's basically 4 or 5 categories. Printmaking, all kinds of printmaking, drawing, painting on paper, collage, and photography. And we decided that we wanted to make the work accessible to as many people as possible. So the works range in value from $15 to $200. Nothing is more expensive than $200. And many of the artists have been so generous in selling their work for a price that's well below market value. We have artists who are emerging. We have mid-career artists, and we have established artists. So artists in all stages of their career, and artists from different backgrounds, different ages, and many different styles. We have everything from very overtly political work to still life, animals, abstract. We have some textile work. So we just asked artists to submit whatever they wanted to submit and what they do best, and we had an overwhelming response. People were just so grateful to have a place to be able to submit their work to help. I can't tell you how many people thanked us for giving them the opportunity to do this. So it's just been very heartwarming to see how much people have come together for this event.
So maybe this is a good time to ask you, maybe you could show us some different examples of work and tell us a little bit about the artists.
Yes, I'd love to. So first I'd like to start with the work of Luna, the originator of the idea, who makes prints. And she uses a lot of imagery, found imagery and found text, and she combines them in collage-like works. Moving over here, this is a piece by an artist named Maritza Ruiz Kim, and this piece is actually based on something that happened in her family. Her grandfather built a raft on the Mexican side of the Rio Grande, and one by one he transported his children over into Texas. And Maritza's mother was one of those children, and she told Maritza that it was very choppy waters and she was afraid, but she felt like she was in safe hands with her father. And so that's an immigration story from the 1950s. Over here is a linoleum cut by Juan Fuentes, a very well-known San Francisco artist and activist who is super accomplished, wonderful artist whose work is always very political about many different communities that have faced oppression and discrimination. But he projects always a positive aspect of all these communities. There's one piece that's three-dimensional. We made an exception for Jenny Rosen's piece, which is called Mi Casa. When I saw Jenny's work in Walnut Creek a number of months ago, I knew even from a distance that it was made out of red cards, that the imagery was red cards. And red cards, for those who don't know, are cards that are distributed. It's part of what Flipper does. We have tables in various places in the East Bay and other places where it's a little card and it's red, and it informs people in English, Spanish, and many other languages that they have the right to remain silent if ICE tries to get into their house or arrest them. So from a distance, I saw a piece similar to this piece at an art show, and I'm like, those are red cards, even though it was black and white. And so I tracked down the artist, Jenny Rosen, and I said, would you like to contribute to this? Because it's just totally about what Flipper does and what we're all about. So this is a piece called Daffodil Vase by an artist named Bushra Gill, who works in printmaking. And as you can see, it's a beautiful still life of daffodils.
Could you tell me a little bit about Multicultural Institute, which is the organization that the sale of all these works is going directly to benefit?
Yes, Multicultural Institute is a pro-immigrant organization that has 3 offices in Berkeley, Richmond, and Redwood City. And they act as a clearinghouse for workers who are looking for work, day laborers. They make sure that the day laborers are given a fair wage and are not taken advantage of. They also offer like GED equivalency education, basically preparing people for the workforce, as well as educating people about their rights and how to protect themselves against ICE, and to basically stay safe. A multiplicity of services that they offer that can be seen on their website, mionline.org. And we chose MI because they're a local organization. We've worked with them. Flipper has. They've had tables at our events, and we really support the work that they do. And it seemed like just the perfect organization to be the beneficiary for this sale.
How did you get involved in immigrant support work?
Oh, well, basically I felt like if my soul was going to survive these 4 years, I needed to do something. Many years ago, as you know, Kathy, we worked together in the 70s and 80s. I was involved when La Pena first started after the coup in Chile in 1973. And I was very active in Latin American solidarity work back in the 70s and 80s, and a lot through my art, but also in other ways. And then I became less active. I worked on my art, I taught, I made a living. But then this second re-election, I just really felt like if I didn't do something, it was not going to be good for my mental health. I mean, literally. So I connected with Flipper. I went to La Pena, and there I saw people I had not seen literally, such as yourself, for 40 years. People who the last time I saw them had black hair, and now they had white hair. And it was amazing to reconnect with people. We have this shared history, and then I didn't see them for decades, and now here we are doing this work. And I have to say that it just, it's really helpful to feel like we're doing something. I mean, from my perspective, that I'm doing something. No matter how small, this art sale is not going to have huge repercussions, but at least I feel like I'm doing something in the face of all the cruelty and racism that people are facing now during this current
And not only you, but by creating this opportunity for over 100 artists who are also eager to donate their work to help immigrants right here in our community.
Right. And I do want to say that I am working with a committee of people. This is not just me doing this. I need to make that clear.
Could you say a little bit about what's happening with immigrants right now? Maybe share a story that has impacted you.
Yeah. Well, the situation is very grim. It just continues to be people being picked up off the streets, people who are legal permanent residents, people who are even citizens, but they have brown skin, so ICE agents think of them as potentially undocumented. The vast majority of people who are being detained do not have any criminal record, and the detention facilities are horrific. There have been reports of just huge gross violations of human rights, terrible food, lack of medical care. When people are taken, they have no time. They are not given the opportunity to take their medication with them. In many cases, there are children. I mean, it's just beyond the pale. So right before this interview, I read a story on Democracy Now! About an 18-year-old man named Kevin Gonzalez, who was born in Chicago, who has stage 4 colon cancer, whose parents, he went back to Mexico, or he went to Mexico. He was born here, but he went to Mexico, and then his parents have been detained in one of those awful facilities in Arizona, and he is dying. He's 18 years old, and his parents are detained, and they're not allowed to see him in his last days. I mean, this to me is the epitome of the cruelty of this current administration. I mean, and there are thousands of stories like this that, you read them and you just want to cry and scream. So we are channeling our rage and our frustration and our sadness and depression into action by having this art sale.
Tell us about what's happening at this event.
Okay, so the event is May 31st from 2 to 5 p.m. at La Pena. There will be the work displayed similar to what you see here. This is kind of a mini version of what you're going to see at La Pena. The work will be arranged according to category, according to medium. There will be lots of volunteers that will act as docents to help people select work and find work of artists that they might be looking for. There will be music by David Shakiban and friends. There will be refreshments, which will not be allowed to be brought near the art, but there will be refreshments. And I urge people to get there early because we have a feeling a lot of people are going to show up. It's a way for people to support this cause and come home with a beautiful work of art to either for themselves or to give as a gift at a very affordable price. If people can't come to the sale, or if they come to the sale and there isn't anything that they want to buy, we are encouraging people to donate to Multicultural Institute, who will have a table at the event. You can donate either at the table or through their website, and please say that it's for the art sale. So there's ways that you can contribute even if you can't come or don't buy art.
Come for the art, support the immigrant community, make a difference.